Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the other side of the Beehive, episode 234. It's your weekly boys. And it's hot as fuck out there, huh? Thanks, Jay. Back to you.
I didn't know we were starting this quick. Holy shit, I'm still trying to get... I just sat down. Our business take care of mine.
Nice shoes, dude.
Yeah, they match this outfit
Did you really
well, don't they?
Did you really spend $1,200 on those shoes, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
If you're figuring pesos to fucking dollars, absolutely I did.
I almost came unglued on this building today.
Because you couldn't get in?
I get to the door, punch the number.
Jesus Christ. See how fast you are? I don't even have time to fucking get set.
Hey, I just told you I might have something going on after this.
Oh, don't rush me. It's been 4 years. I've had something going on every day after this. It didn't matter.
Yeah, but you're babysitting, dude. That's gay.
Well, isn't that what you're doing? Well, no. You're getting babysat, I guess, right? I can't believe you're in shorts.
He's in shorts, too. You were in shorts last week.
And no, they're dirty, so I couldn't wear them.
When Gabino was here, I was in shorts.
Okay.
Shorts buddies, dude.
Yeah, but that was like a year ago, right?
That's true. Back in the 60s.
Anyway, you came unglued because you couldn't get in the door.
I couldn't get in the door. And then I was like, trying again. Went through my emails. I got nothing that says the emails. So on the actual Facebook page, it says, hey, we put, that little fence they put up. We put the fence, and the code is about to change. That's the last thing I heard. So then I text the homeboy, and I said, yo.
You forget about me?
So, is it everybody can get in here but me, or what? And he sent it to me, and I didn't even say thanks, nothing. I was like, just fuck off, man.
I didn't say that, Jonathan.
Yeah, like he listens. It's like as long as the cash.
Hey, landlord,
checks.
I didn't say that. Yeah, they put a fence in, so now I know the vagrants can't fucking get into your car now.
Yeah.
So I
But now
thought
you have to walk all the way around.
I thought that's what I thought. I was like, well, now do you have to? How do you walk all the way around? It's not like you can make the.
I think you can take that.
There's another door, isn't there?
door by the kitchen.
There's another door.
Oh yeah, so you got to go.
But you
I
have to
gotcha.
walk around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes
Still
sense.
more walking.
Oh yeah.
Still more walking, but hey, you know what I'm saying? But how was your week?
It was busy.
Yeah.
It was busy. Yeah, I mean, it's hot. It's busy, but it's not busy. The same sense. It's a weird year, man. It's a very weird year. Like we're in summer now. Well, welcome. It's July. We finally hit summer, right? This is weather that should have been here in May, right? But I'm glad. You know me. I'm like, just cool the fuck down. It's too hot. I can't get down with this heat, man. Fucking wears me out. Makes me sweat. Makes my armpits sweat.
Says the guy that works indoors.
Do you really want to go there?
I'll follow you.
Does Jack know?
No.
Okay, well.
I'll follow your lead.
Will you follow me wherever I go?
Yeah, dude. I have to.
No, it's been I'm glad it's Friday. Can we just say that? I'm glad it's Friday. It's been a long one. It's been a long week,
dude. Same here.
Yeah, I like those shoes.
Do you, dude?
I do like those. They've got a
little simpletons, you know what I'm saying?
That is what I would have rocked those. I like them because they got a skater vibe to them. That's why I like Dunks.
I mean,
Dunks
you wear
Dunks. But I only have one pair of low Dunks.
Yeah.
I want some more lows, but they're either too flashy or they're not flashy enough for me. There's a happy medium. Anyway, let's get enough about fucking shoes, for Christ's sake.
I know everybody's like, oh, Jesus
podcast,
Christ.
here we go again, right? Did you buy those like that, or did you cut those?
No, I bought them like this, dude. What are you talking about?
They rolled up.
That's how they are.
Should him those motherfuckers, my friend. Want me to show you how?
I should what?
Him them.
What's that mean?
Sew them so they don't unroll. They don't
You said
unravel.
another word last episode.
Him?
No, you said another word that I've never heard
Husk.
before.
We talked about the corn.
The corn.
Yeah. Husk.
You said they're
Him.
not. Is it husk?
You husk the corn. What's on the outside of the corn? Corn husk, right? So you husk it as removing the... Right, Jack?
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He knows.
Du hast mich. Like, you know, Rammstein.
That's
Du hast.
you hate me, right?
I don't know.
You do. That's you. Du hast. That's you hate. You hast.
What are the lyrics
mich.
for that song, dude?
It's you hate
Let's
me.
translate that
You
shit.
hate me too.
All I know that it says 9, and you know, obviously that's your favorite. Your favorite word.
It's just all. I asked the barber, so what kind of haircut do you want? I'm all 9.
He
So,
said
say
no
less.
more. Have you ever seen these guys live?
Yes, I have. I saw them at the Family Value store. Oh shit! And they had quite the pyrotechnics. Yeah. See you hate me.
You have.
Oh, you have me.
You have me.
Oh well, so I'm a little rusty on my German. Sorry.
You have asked me. You have asked me, and I have said nothing. Do you want until death separates you to be faithful to her for all days? No.
Yo, those are my fucking vows at my wedding. No shit.
Do you want until say it again? Same thing, right? So they separate.
Yeah, not much. There wasn't a lot behind that.
Yeah,
one right there.
it's like a 2.5 minute song.
But think about the millions of dollars they made off of that. He's like, dude, you got to kick something out quick. He's like, give me 5 minutes.
Now, did they go gnarly when you went saw them?
So I saw the original set on a videotape that they did, but because they came to Utah, they had to dull it down. Because on the original set, when they came out to, there's a famous song they do, and I couldn't even, like, Der Stitch or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't do this. I'm just telling you, everybody, what I saw, right? But the keyboardist comes out and the lead singer, and he pulls out a rubber dick out of his crotch.
Yeah.
And he doesn't bang the guy, but he pretends
I think
to bang the
we
guy,
talked about
right?
this before.
Yeah, and he, but the dude came up, bent over, and the guy pulls his zipper down, and he pulled an apple out and took a bite of the apple. I was like, you couldn't have? Like, we all want to see you do it. Just do it, right?
Yeah.
But he had like a rocket that shot from his crotch and shit. It was a badass pyrotechnic show. And they were loud and they were heavy, but it was like, they were all painted in silver and shit. It was a cool experience, I guess. But that whole show was badass.
Would you see it again?
Yeah, absolutely. From a faraway distance, probably.
Oh, you get the splash or what?
No, none of that. But like, I'm not that kind of guy now that's gonna be like, I gotta go get in a mosh pit. Like, those people are like, I gotta get down with a mosh pit. I'm like, when I was young and I used to get fucked up in there and didn't care. Like,
maybe.
now I'm like, I gotta go to work tomorrow, bud. There's no way I'm going.
You know what I've been getting like nowadays is like when I get into like big crowds, I'm starting to be that guy that's like, let's get out of here before everybody has to walk out. Huh?
Me too. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable, and I used to not be like that. I used to be as crammed and sweaty fuckers, and used to not fucking bother me. Now I'm like, I'm good. I'll stand back here. And I won't see everything, but I'm good. Like,
I just meet everywhere, like games.
Limp Bizkit was at that show. Ice Cube was at that show. Orgy was at that show.
Damn.
Korn was at that show. Who else was at that show? It was a big show.
You know, I thought that I had like I think I have a good list of people that I've seen. You have
during the late, like from 95 to probably 2010, I saw everybody. I was like, it wasn't. I was
here in Utah.
Yeah. I've been to Vegas and saw a few shows, but the majority of everything I saw was here. Like the breakout of the grunge era and the new metal. Like I saw all of that shit.
Yeah. Speaking of going to events, how about our boy Dre and Will Wonder went to Bert Kreischer?
Looks like that VIP or something.
Yeah,
right?
I was invited, but I had some stuff to do after work, and I was like, well, I mean, if I would have known that I was going to be drinking
You were stupid for turning that down.
I was like, if I would have, hey, how about let me know next time? Hey, we got VIPs. I was like,
Do you
want to
go?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let me know next
Because you
time.
could have got that. You could have
bitches.
done that today, if we're being real, right?
I would have stayed awake and done it. And now I see Will Wonder with Bert Kreischer and Dre with Cheeto Santino.
But it's like cool. But did you kick it with them, or did we just, hey, can I get a picture?
yeah, I mean,
Which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing any shade. That's an awesome experience. But it's like, but
You
our
see-
boy
you see
Dre
Bert-
was probably given that shit,
Bert
right?
Kreischer with the jersey.
Yes. Had a fucking Joe Ingles jersey on.
I hope Will Wonder wasn't like, hey, I got a podcast about jazz.
He's like, he doesn't play for the Jazz anymore. Just like that. Now in that voice too. Hey, he doesn't play for the Jazz anymore. That's my Will Wonder impression. He's gone to Milwaukee, and last we've heard he's going to Orlando.
The Will, I got some text from the Will. I told you about him. Huh? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm glad you guys are doing that. I was like, good.
The big question is, how was your week?
It was different. There was a lot of.
That doesn't matter. How was your week, Jack?
It was good.
It's that
It's
show
just like
today.
so awkward
It's
today.
that show today, right?
I think we should say it. So there's a reason why
Yeah.
this podcast is dead.
This
today.
one's going to be dead, and I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be a struggle moving forward. It really will. So, I hired a new scheduling assistant. My scheduling assistant that I had for the last year and some months decided he was going to go back out to the field. But he enjoyed that more, and
Yeah.
shout out to him for that. So I hired a new scheduling assistant, and lo and behold,
Nice.
he fought through.
Come on in, everybody. No, I was kidding.
He fought through I interviewed 7 people, 7 fucking stellar candidates, and he made the final cut. Let's welcome Mr. Angel Severa.
Dude, today I was excited because that's what I'm doing nowadays. I'm sitting in his office, just basically watching and copying everything that he's doing. And at one point he asked me, "Yo, what are we gonna talk about today?" Because we've been talking all week long.
It's been a fucking since Wednesday on. It's been a 8-hour, 10-hour podcast every
Yeah.
fucking day, right? Like we have nothing to
We
talk
got
about.
nothing.
So I'm like, I hope
Jack's gonna put-
Jack's got fired.
Jack's gonna put the cherry on
week.
top of this fucking episode, dude.
Jack was missing last week. How's your week's been?
It's been all right. It's been hot.
It has been hot.
Yeah, working out and fucking
Working out, damn, daddy.
no, working with cars and shit, and having to hop in and out of fucking microwaves in this fucking heat. That killed me.
I have the best story for Jack.
See,
I fancy myself as when somebody's all, yo, don't you have a podcast? I'm like, yeah, I do. Where do you want me to sign? You want a picture?
today,
Yeah.
at the office, it's like just is like he's the podcast other guy, and he's like, "Oh, you do that makes sense." And we're like,
Cringy. It's cringy.
and then we got a
cringy.
matching tattoo. We
Oh,
look
fuck.
gay as
Why do you always bring that up? Some things in life you regret, and that's when I'm like, well. But obviously, I was gone a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting by the fire. There's a large group of individuals out there. Some people I know, some people are family of people that I know. Fucking awesome group of individuals. This cat sat down. He's like, "Yo, you have the podcast, right?" Like, yeah. He's all, I'm like, yeah, 4 years, 230 something episodes. He's like, yeah, that's great. So, Jackson, your podcast? I'm all,
There you go.
yeah. He's all, Jack Burger. I'm like, you know Jack? He's like, we grew up together.
Can't tell names, but
I won't say names, but remind me.
Yeah.
But he's like, I grew up together, and then his brother's like, oh yeah, and they tell me this story about Jack, and okay, I'll say this, okay? He tells me this story about Jack being pissed at him because and this will tell you exactly who it is. He was like, I thought he was really pissed at me one time because I bought beer for his sister.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's all, but at the end of the day, he's like, I was just giving you shit, right? You really wasn't mad at me, unless you were mad at him.
No, but I'm pretty sure I scared the shit out of him.
Yeah, he was pretty scared.
Was your sister like minor or what?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's much more of over the edge, right? So he might have been pretty close as well, right?
Yeah.
But those individuals are sons of one of my very, very good friends.
Oh, nice.
I had no fucking idea. They're like, yeah, we grew up together. Like, I've known Jack forever.
Oh,
like,
shit,
no
that's funny.
shit.
Dude, I went to
Small world, huh?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of that,
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
I think so. Yeah, I have a good.
I have a nice pair of...
Yep. Yeah. You don't even have to finish that.
I went to Brian's house. Remember I mentioned it yesterday?
Yeah.
Not yesterday, at last episode, and or yesterday at the office. Who knows? And and there were some people there that knew Dre. So Brian was talking to me. So how's Dre Rocka? How's the number one Dre Rocka or something like that? And I said, oh, it's fine. And I was just at his studio. And I was like, oh, I was actually just with him. I said, because he knew I was with him, right? So I was like, it's good. We just chill for a minute. He showed me some stuff on the computer, and then Brian's girl tells her mom. I'm not gonna say the nickname because I don't know. I don't know. I'll tell you later, obviously. But then the girl says, "Oh, he's talking about so and so," and she was like, "So and so, oh my God, you tell him that I love him, tell him this and that." I was like, "Oh yeah, I used to take care of him, babysit him. He was like this young." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I texted him and said, "Hey, so and so." He's like, "Oh, say hi for me." 1, 2. I forgot to tell you this for the longest time. When I went and saw. Who's the last comedian I went and saw?
I don't know.
Damn it, I can't remember.
You didn't go to Schulte, did you?
No.
You went to...
No, yeah, Schultz.
Yeah,
It was Schultz.
Yeah.
There was a guy sitting on the side of him, or the side of the stage, and he was like staring at me. And this show hasn't started. Remember I was telling you that the game was happening, so everybody was like frozen on the game. So I see this guy and I'm like, all right, I was like this guy. I mean, I started feeling uncomfortable. I was like, what the fuck?
Like that guy at Alberto's that was staring me down? Like that guy?
He was cleaning.
He's cleaning the chairs like this, staring at me. Sitting on the ground in a restaurant, staring at me. Anyway, continue.
And he looked at me and he goes, I swear, dude. This guy goes, never saw him in my life before. He goes, don't you have a podcast? I never seen this fella in my life. I was like, yeah. He goes, that's what I recognized you from. I was like,
but you didn't talk to him? Find out who he was?
But he was like far away. Like, it's not like he was close to me.
He's all, hey,
Don't you have a podcast?
there's 30 people that are all, right?
That is slowly doing this? No, just kidding. No, and I was like, yeah, I do. And again, because he wasn't that close to me, I wasn't gonna be like, oh, where do you know? How do you know me from? Or how did you listen? Or how did you get to it? Or whatever. And how long was Schultz ago? I mean, it was so long ago.
It's a couple months ago.
Yeah, and I just totally remember when you said that. He said, don't you have a podcast? And I was like,
well, we were famous at one point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and now they don't let us go through the door because they changed the code.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so.
So, all in all, I mean, how you feeling? It's been a big change for you. Obviously, you're not working out, and we'll breeze through this.
Yeah.
But you've spent the last. I mean, when did you start your construction?
I've been out there for like 12 to 15 years.
How's it feel to be in an office now, knowing that you're going to go to the same place every day?
I never had a dude. Before I went back to construction, I was actually looking to be working at a warehouse. I was like, I'm okay going to the same spot. It's all right. Like when I was working at company 2, I was always going to Daybreak for 2 years that I worked there. I was like, I'm okay. And when I got sent somewhere else, I was like, oh, fuck this.
No.
But it's good. I got my office today. I got cleaned out from the last guy. I was like, I have nothing in there, but, bring my Bastard Boys picture on there. I don't have any kids, so I might just put a picture of Crawley in there.
Somebody else's kids? You just go to this.
Put another family.
No, the families that are in the portraits as you're walking through the store looking at the frames.
I just cut a lady and her kids out of a magazine, just put it there. Or do with my Facebook what he does with our thumbnails. Just glue myself to
a white family.
No, but it's just like you said, because I started Wednesday, and it's just like you said. You were like, you're gonna be drinking out of a fire hose today, and for the rest of the week, and then some.
No,
because there's a lot to take on, a lot to take in. But this is the first time I have let so many opportunities go because of like I don't know. I just don't know. Wow. So he works in an office too. So. Hey, this should tell you I work in an office now. But no, but this is like the first time that I went, oh, I'm going for that. And at one point I was like,
yeah, I know I had to talk you back into it.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Your doubts.
Because you were like, you made a comment, and I was like, you know what, he's right. And then you're like, no, dude, I was busting your balls.
No, at the end of the day, like when we got down to it, there was no bias in there. Quite frankly, I knew I had to work with the individual that we chose every single day of my career.
Yeah.
And this could go forever. This could go for 25 years if we stayed right there, right? So I knew it had to be the right person. It had to be somebody that I can get along with, on top of the fact that I knew I had to find somebody that was had a plan to stay, and I didn't have to do this again. Like, some things work out, some things don't. Like, in everybody, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, as long as you put in 100%, like where we work, we have the benefit of like, you could try this. If it doesn't work out, then like there's no shade. Like, you just go back to where you were at.
I didn't know that there was some people that who's some of the names I knew. They tried it and they were like, "Nah, fuck this." Me, I was like, "There's so much," but I just want to get it done. I literally just want to take over and do it. I really just want to be like, I want to get this done for right now, and then this other part later, or vice versa, or whatever. But I'm excited. I get to wear my shoes every day. I don't have that many color shirts though. Unless they're long sleeves.
Yeah, and it's hot outside, so it's cold in my office though, right? But yeah, you're gonna have to you'll have to go out, do a little bit of shopping, get yourself some collared
Can't
shirts.
go like this, huh?
Not those. Fuck no. Look like fucking Huckleberry Finn and them fucking straps right there, motherfucker. You gonna go paint a fence too, asshole?
Also, to my shocking, is the fact that when I talk to him, because not only I talk to him like now on a daily basis, but he interviewed me, right? Him and another guy, and I asked him, like, what's the turnaround time? Like, if I was to get this job, like, am I going to be here in a month, in a week? And you were like, oh, it's a week, at least a week. And I was like, okay. And then that was Friday. On Monday, you call me. You're like, so can you be here tomorrow? I was like, what? Ooh. You fucking naughty boy.
Hide that.
Naughty boy. And so it literally just like from the interview, it was like 2 more days in the field, and then I was kidnapped. But
Justin, wiggle your mic. It's making a fuzz.
Is it this one?
Maybe wiggle it.
Wiggle
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh.
Good. It's good. It's fixed.
It's fixed.
Oh, great. Here we go. More money.
So then I asked you, I said, so dress to impress? And you were like, you don't have to impress me, but don't wear no ripped jeans or anything. And I was like, that's all I have. It's ripped jeans. Unless I go with the pink ones, the red ones. I was like, it's too soon. It's too soon to show who I am.
I have 2 pairs of jeans that are identical. I bought them the same day. They're identical. And it's hard to, because I don't wear those anywhere outside of working, but it's tough when you go from the field, because I was there. Yeah. Trust me, I was there, where I only had shitty shirts, shitty jeans.
Baggy jeans.
Yeah, and it didn't fucking matter if they were stained or whatever, because when they were dirty, you're like, I look good. I look like I fucking work, right?
Yeah.
To now you're like, well, now I have to fucking color coordinate, because I almost have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say, well, you've been there. It's not, you got to wear fucking slacks and a tie, but we don't. You dress like a manager now.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to cut the beard and then got to get rid of the dreads for sooner or later. But
I was actually gonna rock this the other day. I was actually gonna rock it on Monday. Then I'm like, oh no, we have that one meeting we gotta go to. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. Justice says, get used to meetings. It's like, okay. Jesus Christ. Meetings about everything.
it's a cool environment. It's a great place to work. I love it. I love my job. It'll be fun. It's going to take some time to kind of grasp everything that's going on. But do you, when you stepped into it, did you realize how much there was involved?
So what you were showing me, I was like, okay, this is going to be tough, but I can get it. And then I saw the other side of the Beehive. Shout out to those guys. And I was like, oh, it's a lot more than just what he does.
There's not a lot of downtime there.
No, I was like, Jesus Christ. And then the guy that was teaching me also is like, this is for this, this is for that, this is for this. I'm like, should I be writing this down? Like, I'm just fucking. But I'm happy, dude. I'm happy. I honestly, ever since it happened, ever since I got the news, I was like, this is a life-changing career. After everything that I've been doing for so long, because going and jumping the machine is like, it's like riding a bike. I could just.
Yeah, but you'll get there here too.
Yeah, and I'm also happy because the guy that took over my spot, he's killing it too. So
might get to meet him one day. Huh?
Yeah, hopefully one day. Hopefully one day he'll be here.
So the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
You are now. What's your title?
Assistant scheduling
manager.
Assistant scheduling manager
Of the Southwest out front of company 2x4.
2x4.
Oh yeah, you didn't catch your slip?
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, you did?
Somebody called us out on it.
Okay, yeah, I saw it when
Somebody
I
that
watched
works
the
there.
episode.
Somebody works on, hey, nice call out of company 1.
You said it or I said it?
You said it.
I said it? Wow.
Yeah.
And then here we are talking about it again.
At the end of the day, I won't even go there. I won't even go there.
I
Does it
missed
still
it.
sound good?
Oh yeah.
Make me nervous as shit right
No,
now
no,
about
yeah.
that.
Really?
Yeah. We'll
You'll hear it on the.
We'll have
thing
to.
for
We'll have
like-
to figure it out.
I mean,
30 seconds.
all those microphones are not being used, but yeah. So super pumped.
Good.
I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Now the reason why I didn't want to say anything, I told him today. I was like, let me be successful at it first, and then we'll. But it's not gonna be anytime soon. I mean, it's gonna take a minute. And now I see what he goes through, and I go, Oh, damn.
I know he's an asshole.
I was like, no wonder why he comes. He's like, I had a fucking shitty day. And here I am like, bitch, you're in an office.
Different world, though, right? Different world, though, right?
God, you're literally a therapist.
Yeah. I call myself a adult babysitter with a therapist degree.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've heard it already. There's a lot of you listen to people and their issues, and you have to when you come from the field and you know what they mean. Like you've been there at times and you relate to it, and a lot of the times your job is just not talking people off a ledge, because you will do that sometimes, but giving them a different perspective.
Yeah.
And saying, well, I understand you're upset about this. What about this individual's feelings on this?
Yeah.
And it's you'll learn some cool traits about when you talk to people. Like, I'm excited for when we sit down and we interview individuals and we get to see the way an interview is, because there's a lot of cool things you'll pick up about reading people. So you have a lot to learn, but I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like that's in a positive way. Like you have so much to learn that's going to be so valuable that you'll take outside of. When I go home and I'm a father, I use some of those tricks, and vice versa. I use tricks, to talk to employees and coworkers.
You tell one of your daughters, I'll give you a raise, but don't do that again.
So, I went to last Saturday. I spent the entire day at a car lot.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So the plan was, and some people knew about this, I told you about it. I was going to do...
I so wanted to go with you, though.
I was going to do this thing.
Yeah.
Where I was going to go buy a car for the wife.
Yeah.
Now, this was she brought this up weeks ago. She's like, yo, you've got to see this car. We saw it at this car lot. And she's like, you have to see this thing. It's beautiful. She's like, I saw him pulling out of the car lot with it. Like, it was loud. It was badass. She's like, I want it. So I looked into it. I was like, I saw the car, but it was like what you wanted for the car, how many miles it had on it. I was just like, there's got to be a better one out there. It was a 2019 Audi TT RS. Badass car. I mean, badass car. And so I kind of shopped around. I found one in Salt Lake. It wasn't an RS, but it was the TT. It was a year newer. Wasn't the RS, but it was a TT. It had everything. It just had the 2.0 turbo. It didn't have the 2.5. And I told a couple people, I'm like, yo, I'm going to go buy this car. I'm not going to tell the wife about it. I'm going to surprise her with it. But at the end of the day, I thought, well, I probably should consult in the governor before I make a $40,000 decision. Because obviously that would be a great present. But she's like, well, you stupid motherfucker, right? So she talks some sense into me. She's like, I would love to have that. We can go get that if that's what you would like to do. So she has this trick that I would do something for her, but she turns it on me to have me make the decision. So when it fails, it's my fault, right? But she's good at that shit, right? So she's like, how many seats are in the car? I'm like, well, there's 4 seats in it. We have,
2 kids.
Well, the back seat footing, my kids would have to turn their feet in to get in and sit in. I mean, if you pulled it up, you would like. It's a very small car, right? She says it's just not practical, and she says, a week ago you wanted a brand new truck because of the trailer and everything, and she says, I personally would rather have an SUV. Yeah. I says, well, whatever you want. We have the Audi, and the Audi's just it was wore out. Yeah, it was time. It was a great car, but was paid for. We owned it, so it didn't really matter. And she was just like, I would like something nicer, and she deserves it, So we went to go find a 4Runner, we were looking for a 4Runner, and during the conversation of what's realistic and what works for us and what makes the most sense, it was like, you want a new truck to haul the trailer because the trailer we have, the Razor, all the camping stuff, it's a little too heavy for the truck. Why don't we lighten the load? We'll buy an SUV. We can haul it in another trailer. It sucks to take 2 cars, but now you've almost doubled your cargo.
Yeah.
I had no idea that. We looked at Jeeps, looked at the Wrangler, the Gladiator, the 4Runner, and I had to keep in mind the towing capacity of each. And I was like, you ain't hauling shit with these. Like a 4Runner's like 5,000 pounds, right?
Yeah.
A Wrangler's like 35. The Razor alone, if we decided to go on a day trip on a flatbed trailer, that's over 2,000 pounds. So we found a 2021 Durango RT. So it's the one that's got the Hemi in it.
Yeah.
It's a type this in for me, Jack. Do a 2021 Durango RT Destroyer Gray. Now, right out of the get-go, the color.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. The rims are badass.
Destroyer Gray is what did it for me. But this motherfucker has got an 8,700 pound towing capacity.
Yep, that one right there.
I got my images, my friend. So we looked at, go to the 4th one over. Yeah, that one's fine. We looked at the SRT Durango. Well, it's $100,000 for the SRT. And basically it has the same motor, but a supercharger, right? That one has a Hemi in it, so it's a V8. It ain't no slouch, my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, a V8. Here's what makes you realize that this thing's, and it was built for towing because it comes factory with a towing package on it. This is what makes you know that this is a tower. It ain't 4-wheel drive. It's a rear-wheel drive rocket ship.
Damn.
So I told the wife, I'm like, well, I hope you can fucking drive that son of a bitch in the snow because you just basically bought a sports car, right? I mean, it's like the Magnums, right? Remember the Dodge Magnums, how badass they were? It was just a station wagon thing. But another reason we bought it is because it has the 3rd row in it. So when I take my nieces and nephews around we do so often, everybody will fit in that car because before we had to take both vehicles to haul everybody. But
the leather?
This one I'll be able to put the trailer on it. I'm going to buy the kids a Razor. I'm going to buy them their own Razor. Then we'll be able to tow it with that or tow that in the toy hauler, loosen the load up a little bit.
Do they fuck with their 4-wheelers?
Soon when we go camping, they ride it all day long,
Nice.
every day long, all day. Yeah, so that's what we did. I was fortunate enough to get it in a smoking deal with a family member that worked at a dealership. They got me employee pricing, and we stole it. We fucking stole it.
Is it leather?
Oh, dude, it's it's the only car I've ever owned that's fully loaded, like everything. It's got leather and then suede on the inset. I've never had a vehicle that has heated seats and a heated steering wheel. I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
The little things,
you're
right?
Gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
It's got a fucking subwoofer in it. I mean, the stereo is just fucking jamming in it. Sunroof. For me, it's pretty pimp.
Hey.
I mean, I know it's not a fucking...
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I also got another vehicle. Mm-hmm. A newer one, too.
Mm-hmm. You rub it in, prick.
It's nice. Ride's nice.
I told you, ride's nice. Huh? Angel got a new work truck. He had to give up his field truck for a...
Which it was a nice truck.
Yeah, it was a
the
very
nicest
nice truck. for a office truck.
Yeah.
So I told you it's a nice truck. Well, it doesn't even have 2,000 miles on it. It's a brand new truck.
pretty
And I'm
nice.
back to an electric truck.
I took his.
I'm back in the electric truck, so here I am again.
Nah, this is backfiring at you. Huh?
Yeah. So the wife's happy.
Nice.
The kids like it. It'll come in handy with, well, you know me, I'm never here because we're out fucking living the wilderness life, but it makes sense. As much as I wanted that Audi.
Are you upset it's not white though?
If it wasn't, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. A little bit because, you know me, I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
You know, if you could tell.
you know that like that tattoo on your back is if it ain't white, it ain't right. Because your trailer's white too.
No, it's like light silver,
you're
black.
side by sides.
My side by side's black.
Is it white side by sides?
Oh yeah, the badass ones they wrap or paint. One day, I'll go all white.
Remember when you told me when I was talking about shoes? I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. And you're like, listen, when you're this much in debt, like I am, then you need to slow down. You just buy your fucking.
And you know what? I haven't had a car payment in. I couldn't tell you the last time I've made a car payment. I have a car payment again.
Do you fuck, what was I gonna say? How long did you keep the Audi for?
2 years. Every 2 years we trade vehicles on the dot. On the dot. I would have had to register the Audi next month. I bought this is when I worked at Company One.
Yeah.
Caught myself. I bought an Eclipse, a white Eclipse, white.
Nice.
I had it 2 years, sold it.
Yeah.
Bought a Mazda 3, 2 years, sold it. Bought a Jeep
White?
Wrangler. No, it was all black.
Oh, okay.
Bought a Jeep Wrangler, 2 years, sold it. Bought that red truck, my mega cab.
That's the one I knew.
And what blows me away, that mega cab I had has the same motor that I have in that fucking. Right? That's how you know. You're just like, oh,
Yeah, it was a gasser, huh?
Yeah, it was a gasser. It got 4 miles per gallon, but it looked good.
Yeah, it was
it
nice.
was
It was
a good looking truck,
truck.
right? Sold it in 2 years. The truck, the white truck we have, my Dodge, that's the longest we've had a vehicle.
Yeah, you've had that.
But it's paid off, and
Yeah.
it just hauls the trailer. So, and if I
How long you had that for?
4 years.
Dude, speaking of purchases, I've been talking to my lender to look for a house. I was just telling Jack before you walked in. And he goes, well, give me these things that I need, these documents, whatever. So I send it all to him. And then he called me today. He sent me an email, and in the email it's got like a
Smiley,
little,
a fucking frowny face.
it's got a video.
Oh.
Right? And he goes, well, this is kind of more like everything that I want to tell you in a JS. But if you want to, we can talk.
So is this a realtor or is this
A lender.
A lender.
Lender. He's the one who's going to find me the loan.
Okay, so you're going through a what do they call it? It's not a lender. It's a broker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So then he sent me this video, and I was telling Jack this without getting into like details and stuff. But back when I bought my first house, I was just barely trying to fix my credit, and it was barely, starting to get some good points. Maybe like mid six, whatever. And I got approved for like 450 or something. And now that I'm like double the credit, I got approved for less. I was like, what the fuck? And honestly, I texted my mom and I'm like, just like the whole excitement is gone. Because I don't want to end up in a townhome.
You're single income. That's the problem.
I'm like, I don't want to end up in a townhome or an apartment or like.
You could buy my house for that. What?
I don't want your house, dude. First of all, your house is gonna be more expensive.
Well, I'm just saying, beggars can't be choosers. You want an apartment?
No, I'd rather
Or do you
just
want
stay
a
where I'm
house?
at.
Because you're not getting the Taj Mahal at this point,
That's
right?
true.
You've got to set your expectations.
I just
You're-
wanted my
You're starting over here, my friend.
my-
You're gonna have to give it like a 2-bedroom meth house.
I just wanted my Christian Grey, you know.
Well, you could get a
House.
badass house in the West Valley for $450.
I could get a badass house in fucking
Like my house in the WVC, you're like $325.
yeah.
You know, but mine's all because where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't have a nice house by any means, but it's because of where it's at. That's the fucking.
Yeah. So I kind of got bummed about that. I was like,
So what do you have to do to raise that? I mean, you have some down payment.
no, I have some down payment, which I told him how much I would give him. Obviously, I have more, but I'm like, I don't really want to drain my savings. But I'm like,
Even today,
dude,
that doesn't even get you a
dude,
townhome.
the amount that I told
Really,
him how much I'm willing to put down, the breakdown that he gave me, it was with double what I told him. I was like, I didn't say that.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Interest rates are
Yeah.
tough right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not the best time to buy a house, right?
And then he said, "Oh, maybe we need to wait. We can wait, you know, until you have a year in your work." I'm like, I have a year in my work.
It's not the job time, is it?
Well, it's never been a problem because I've been in the same industry.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've never not had the job. You've gone from one job to another
Now-
in the same industry.
Now, when I don't know if we talk about this, when I started looking into this, due to the awful weather that we had, I had to take a layoff. And when I told him, I said, "Listen, man, I'm not making any money right now because of the weather. Nobody's working."
Right.
And so he was like, "Maybe we should wait until you start working. You start getting like maybe your summer paychecks, you know, where they're good and they're fat and they're continuous. Then maybe we'll go through that." And I said,
Then you went into the office and that went.
and I
Now I can see why you're all, yo, can you go back out in the field on the weekends or something? I'm all,
I did say that. Somebody was looking for people to work. I was like, "Am I allowed to do that?" No, that I hate working weekends. But he's like, "No, dude. now you're prohibited to work on the weekends."
well, don't get bummed about it because, I mean, quite frankly, the work will stay steady, right?
Yeah.
And you'll be able to kind of gauge it off of that. But you do have to think about you're a single income home, right?
How does that fuck me?
Well, because I have two incomes, so I have.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying? So where if I did it and they're like, well, yeah, you qualify for $450, right?
Yeah.
And the wife's all, well, then with yours and what you make, you
Yeah.
qualify for another $200,000. There's
Yeah,
your,
you're right. Now I understand. Because he was like, maybe you can get a cosign. I was like,
so
I'm
maybe
not
you
gonna
can
do
find
that.
a wife.
I'm like, sure.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Yeah, hold on, give me 1 sec. I'll call you back. But no, but he was like, maybe you can get a cosign, or like maybe I don't know. I was like, dude, I'm 41 years old, motherfucker. I'm not co-signing with anybody.
The problem is
And then he's like, oh, maybe you can do something like what? I mean, I can show you the video, but he was like, maybe you can do something with like a lot of people he said like they co-sign with you, like, you know, people do this when like friends live with other friends, and then I'm like, I'm not doing that either. I'm not bringing my friends to live with me.
no, and right
How many
now
blow up dolls I have in this
we're
house?
talking about Utah is. We're not talking about living in Texas right now.
Yeah,
$450,000 buys you a 4,000 square foot home
Yeah.
in Texas, right? Like it's different. Utah's tough. It makes me wonder, like these young kids that are coming up, that how the fuck are you ever gonna afford a home, right?
well, that's what I told Jack. I told him what my situation is. Jack is like, well, I'm fucked.
It's tough. Like if you don't have two steady incomes, you'll never get a fucking home. And it's the way the system is here. Dude, is Utah a good paying economy? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But our interest rates are fucking because of the national fucking, all that bullshit. But home prices are stupid right now. Because quite frankly, when I bought that house that I live in now, they're like, "Oh, you qualify for $230,000." I was like, "Oh shit, woohoo!"
Yeah.
I was balling, right? We bought a house for $190,000,
Yeah.
right? And we've remodeled and just over the 10 years, almost 10 years we've been there. When I moved out, that fucking house will sell for $500,000.
Yeah.
It's stupid the way it's been the last 10 years.
That's how mine was. I bought mine for 170, and then when we left, it was like 380 or something.
How the fuck is anybody gonna afford a house these days? And it's like, we'll buy a condo. It's like, I don't want to live in a condo.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want.
That's my thing.
I don't want a neighbor that fucking hears me.
Yeah.
You know, I want my own grass. I want my.
And I want to bang on my drums whenever the fuck I want.
Absolutely. Like, that's tough, man. It's tough, but it will get better. Just hold off. Are you in a huge hurry to go?
No, not really. Like I said, I'm
Moving with your mom, man.
I'm comfortable right now.
Moving with your mom. Save some money
With my mom, dude.
for a year. Think about how much money, that money you're paying in rent, you could put away.
That is true.
That's a lot of money, man.
There's a lot of hotels too.
Maybe you could get a Hilton fucking honors card. I don't know.
What if I
Get
just say?
fucking points.
What if I just say, Brian, can I rent you the house for like one day?
He's all happy. He's like,
fill some
"There's a
videos
downstairs.
Fill some videos and then get out. I'll clean it.
You have a garage, right? I'm not stingy. I'll try anything.
No, imagine like, dude, my mom's house has got like, also has now. My mom hasn't. The way I talk to, the way I see my mom's house is it's an elegant house. It's a brand new house. Very cute. It's got like the little porch. It's got like, like the little cute lights and shit and everything that my mom wants. She's already has people working on their basement. They're gonna install all this stuff. It's just a nice looking house. For like, sorry, mom, an elderly person.
Yeah. Well, your mom's.
Exactly.
She'll retire there and she'll die. I'm sorry to say that. I would never say that. Your
I know you're my boss, dude, but you need to calm the fuck down.
She will live the golden years of her life.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go. Roll back about 10 seconds. Get rid of
that. Golden hour. But it's like their garage fits 2 cars, and that's in a treadmill. That's it. Right? They already have 3 cars with my little brother's car. Then Angel's gonna show up with the motorcycle and 2 trucks. And maybe a car. It's just impossible for me to. I mean, it sounds good on paper. I was like, yeah, if I go there and to my mom's and just save all that money.
Angel's expectations.
Always. Always.
And I appreciate that because you're like me. You have high expectations and that's what drives me.
Yeah.
For better,
exactly.
better, right? But sometimes we got to pull the kickstand out and just kind of sit down here, right? Until we can get back up here, right? Doesn't mean the next house you're gonna buy is gonna be your forever home. Absolutely. Buy a piece of shit and remodel it. A little bit at a time. Look at what I've done.
Yeah, but you have the knowledge of that shit. I don't.
Well, I'll help you.
I didn't grow up with the father, dude, okay? Thanks for rubbing it in, dude.
I never said anything about the iguana fucking king.
I was trying to learn some, what's it called? Carpentry? Is that what it's called? Carpentry.
Like
or electricity or something. And my dad is just like over there just taking a sunbath. The fucking iguana over there just like, what's up, dude?
He's all, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're going for a run later on. He brings out a leash. What are you going to do with that leash?
The fucking iguana talks to me and says, what's up, son? I was like, remember me?
He smokes a whole bag of cigarettes. The iguana.
No, but you're right. When I see this house, because I get the Zillows every morning, and when I see these houses, I'm like, oh, I can, because I am stupid me, in my own innocence, I was like looking at these houses, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure I can afford that. And it's like a 4-bedroom house, and it's got like the yard and the garage and like the nice place. I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. And now like the reality that is hitting me on the Facebook is like, no, dude, you can only do this. I was like, oh, fuck, man.
Yeah, but you would be so surprised what a little bit of paint, new casing, new trim. That's so easy to do. It's
Dude,
fucking stupid. Some
call me
hardwood
names.
some hardwood floors.
Yeah.
It's so easy. You can read a tape measure, right?
Oh yeah.
You can make a cut.
Dude, I thought about you the other day because it was last weekend actually. I was in the house and the doorbell rang, right? And I was like, no one even knows I'm alive. You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows I'm here.
The police are checking on you.
So I opened the door and it was just a random guy with the folder and the papers and the hat.
Do you have a notes to listening?
And no, I don't.
Oh, you need to get one of those, my friend.
But he was like,
never mind. It doesn't matter.
he says, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm so and so, and did give you the whole spiel. We were just working here. In my head, I'm like, no, you weren't. We were just working here doing a couple jobs around here, but I was actually noticing your windows, and I was like, "Fuck you, Justin!" Oh, what you guys? What? A fireman can't get in here? But I felt so good when he was like, and I can actually. I cut him off, and I'm like, I'm just a renter, dude. This is not my problem.
You didn't want him to see if he could clean a few of your windows just to test it out.
If you don't mind him, I gotta just clean him. I was like, oh, perfect. That's a callback, Jack.
It is.
No, but he was like, I'm like, I just
Slow your roll, my friend.
I just rent, dude. All right.
Did he say, "Oh, you talked to your landlord"?
Yeah, he gave me the little door hanging thing that they put. Oh, okay, can you just? I'm like, sure, I'll give it to him. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine that phone call with Brian? You're all,
Brian, I can sue you, motherfucker.
so, what up? You know, hey, I was just thinking about this. If there was ever a fire in here, could a firefighter get into these windows? Brian's like, I don't fucking care. I have insurance.
I don't live there anymore.
I don't live there anymore. The home's insured. Fuck off.
Yeah, dude. I thought it was so funny. You're like the first person I thought about. I was like, oh, fuck. I should
But they got me. They got me.
Yeah.
I let him in the house. I might as well fucking let a vampire in the fucking house, right? Isn't that the rule? Don't ever let him in. Then they'll fucking get you.
I was like, I felt so good. I'm like, no, dude. This ain't me. Go hustle someone else.
I don't think you should give up.
I don't give up, dude.
But I honestly...
That's why I got the job I got.
The beauty part about... And I get excited about that shit. Like,
Yeah.
I can see it. Like, when I get in here, I can see it. Like, I know I can make this and this. You're buying an investment.
Yeah.
You buy it low. You fix it up a little bit at a time. Not saying you go in there and you do fucking DIY fucking on the whatever channel and go out and bust it out in a week. And they're like, we only spent $110,000 and they sell it for $30,000 more. You're like, well, fuck off, right? But a little bit at a time. They made it so easy to do remodels with everything that's available, and you have the fucking.
That's what my friend Dan. Shout out to Dan. That's
my dream. That is my dream.
Dan?
No,
Oh.
I mean Dan. Are we talking Dan?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me started.
You have a Dano. I have a Dano.
Yeah, but to flip houses.
Yeah.
That is my dream.
Oh, really?
To be self-employed, flip houses at my own pace, and spend all day long just.
So do I take over your job?
No, she would help me. We would just do it on our own. But again, now you're talking about an industry that was 10 years ago was nothing. Now it's flooded with people, and that's why.
Well, he told me once. He goes, just buy a house to live in. He said live in it for 1, maybe 2 years, and then sell it, or if you can, keep it, and that's another fucking income you just got yourself. Mm-hmm. I think it's just like, obviously, this is not going to be a shocker for anybody. I'm not a patient fella when it comes to all right, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like the house. Like if I was a spaceship.
Oh, I know what you mean. I've been doing this podcast for 4 years. The patient fucking spews out of your fucking orifices.
Dan is more of a patient guy. You know, I mean, Dan. I mean, and I know it's not my business to be talking about his business, but Dan has built himself a little empire that is growing by the day. You know, but he's just like, I was a truck. He's one of the. So when you gave me the call, he's one of the first people I call. He says, hey, guess what, dude? And it's like, it's about fucking time, man, because you deserve it and all this. But when I was talking to him, he was like, dude, I started as a truck driver.
Think about thank you, Jack. Think about, you're now in a position where you're almost on a set schedule.
Yeah.
Planning is easier now, right? Doing the things that you want to do on your terms when you want. You're not a patient person, but you've got to think about. I don't think there's been any millionaire out there that's been an overnight success that wasn't given everything, right? You got to build up to it. You got to give yourself. Listen to me. I'm fucking over here trying to tell you, but I don't think you should be down on yourself because of that. This is the end of the speech right here. Don't be down on yourself because this is the number you got to. Look at that number and say, how can I make that number work for me to get to the next step that I want? Yeah. Because even if you sat you're all, well, let's just wait and let's see what. Quite honestly, I'm just gonna shoot you in the face right now. Like if you're like, well, if I wait a couple of months, like I'm gonna get rich because I'm in this job. You're not gonna get rich. Yeah. You're going to be steady now, right? Winter was tough. Mm-hmm. Winter was tough with everybody. Jack, winter was a motherfucker for all of us, right? Mm-hmm. You're steady now. You don't have to go through that lull anymore, right? So everybody's just got a little bit at a time, But invest in yourself. Even if it's not $1 million, invest in yourself and you just got to do it, dude. The problem with renting is you're throwing that shit away. Yeah. Every time you write that check. It's not going anywhere. Every time you write that check. And God bless Brian because he's doing it right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Smart man. He's in the spot we wish we were all in right now, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. He's more of a he gets to have 2 houses, and then when I leave, it's like, all right, now I'm gonna charge what I should be charging.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, for sure.
But don't be down on yourself. I just think you just need to find the right thing that fits for you right now. Buy it. When you bought your Harley, you were like, I like it, but it's not me. I put some 8 hangers on it. I put some fucking some badass pipes on it. You know, you invested it into something. You're like, I like this now, right? That's what you got to do with a house.
But it's like I feel like if I like buying a house, for example, right now, I feel like if I buy a house where my truck doesn't fit in the garage, I go, well, why would I buy this house? That's how and I know it's the worst way to see things, but I go, why the fuck am I even thinking about buying this house? Maybe it's close to my mom's house. Maybe it's a new house, which I wouldn't be worried about that much about, like, you know, problems that can cause or whatever. It's like, yeah, but my truck doesn't fit in there.
Yeah, but every house out there that's in your price range doesn't necessarily mean that it's a garage that doesn't fit. Buy a carport.
That's pretty ghetto.
I'm done with this conversation.
No, I get it. I hear what you're saying. But no, because my mom is more of a on your side. Because as soon as I say, I'm like disappointing already. I'm like, fuck it. I don't even want to do this anymore. My mom was like, no. We're having breakfast. You and I are going to talk. And then we're going to see what he has to say. I'm like, my mom was like, don't think about anything right now till you see me tomorrow. She's just more about. And obviously, you know, I've been told I'm a mama's boy. I'm always going to listen to what my mother has to say. And she probably, next thing I know, I'm buying me a fucking 1.5 bedroom apartment.
There's people out there that, I mean, would die for what you were able to get approved for.
Yeah, for sure. No, because Jack told me he can't afford a house.
Nobody can right now. Nobody
I
can.
Yeah, yeah.
You can make $100,000 a year. Nobody can afford a fucking house right now. And we all look at the $1 million houses. We're like, yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one I want, right? No, wrong, done. You either have something that you're comfortable in that you can fix up and make an investment, or you're in debt up to your fucking eyes and you can't do a single thing for the rest of your life but sit around in your house that you can barely afford and just make the fucking payment because the bank's got you by the balls. It's the system.
Yeah.
I don't love the house I was in, but I knew I was going to make an investment later on. Yeah. And I knew if I fixed it up and I held on to it, and I knew it would pay off, and it's getting ready to pay off.
You were in an apartment before this, right?
Absolutely. I've lived in a fucking horrible apartment in fact, I lived in an apartment and we had a child. We needed a bigger apartment. We moved across the parking lot. Imagine all the people sitting in their parking lot watching this asshole carry fucking couch. Things into the next apartment because I had one more fucking bedroom in it. Yeah. But I did that life, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but I'm excited to see what he has to say. Maybe I say, all right, I'll pull more down payment. I'm like, yeah.
All right, well.
This was a good chill episode, huh?
Yeah, about houses and
yeah. Hey, before I go, I kind of want to take a dive a little bit here. Yeah. I forgot to mention this last week. Back in the day when I was playing music, I met a fella with the name of Jerry Popescu, aka JP.
I like that last name.
He was Popescu.
That's a badass last
Korean
name.
guy.
Popescu?
Popescu.
That doesn't sound Korean. That sounds like Italian, like a mobster.
He was born here. His mom was Korean. But he it's crazy how it happened. He got in electrical bicycle and he crashed all by himself, no other cars, no other people involved. Hit his head, and when the ambulance got there, they were like, we need to take him like ASAP. We need to take him in. I think he was bleeding from his ears. And they got him to the hospital. They instantly did a brain surgery on him. And I guess they waited the amount of hours that he should have had a little bit of a progress.
Right. And
it wasn't happening. And so his family decided they were just going to basically pull the plug, right? Him and I played in 3 different bands. Him and I had so much fun. We would talk shit on everybody, obviously.
What did he play?
He played the bass. So he played the bass in the band that I met him at, and guitar on what was like my stage, actually, that picture of the 3 of us. Yeah, he played the guitar on that one. But he dealt with some substance abuse. Like there was a lot of drugs in there and alcohol and stuff. He moved to Minneapolis, I think, and he was living with either living with his sister or he moved there because his sister was there. So he started to live with his nieces or be close to his nieces, and he kind of changed his life. He was a videographer for he worked with people like Yanni. He worked with people. I mean, he worked with some. Yeah. So he had, back when we were playing, he had a business. He was working for a company that would rent out equipment to like national acts, national, events and stuff like that. So he was like on another level when it comes to videographer, the lights, everything. He would say, "Oh, watch this," and he would. I mean, insane, super talented. But he passed away. So shout out to him and his family. And it was pretty rough because him and I lost contact. He lost touch. And about a month ago or month and a half ago, he reached out and he became a Facebook friend again. I think he opened another one. And he sent me a couple videos, and I was just like looking. I was like, "Oh, this is funny," but I never responded. I was just like, or like maybe I gave him an LOL or whatever. But the way this shit happens, then it's just gets in an accident all by himself. That's fucking crazy. And his sister would describe every day. Well, today we went over this and this and this and this and that. And then they finally cremated him. He donated his organs. He ended up saving 2 lives. So that was cool, but So shout out to him. I don't want to dive anymore on this, but it was just shocking because I was like, wait, JP? It's crazy how life goes, but anyways,
Just like that, dude. You
just like that.
You're enjoying riding a bike.
Riding a bike. I was talking to another friend we used to play with, and he was like, dude, out of everything that guy did, a bicycle. But I guess, when it's time, it's your time. So,
Well,
but shout out to him and his family, and
do you believe that when it's your time, it's your time?
yeah,
Do you?
yeah. I mean, same thing happened with we talked about this a few months ago. My mom's husband's mom. Mm-hmm. She went grocery shopping like she always does. As she's walking, she gets hit by a car, and 2 days, and they were like, "Yeah, she's gotta."
You can't take anything for granted, man. In life, we're never guaranteed anything.
Yeah,
Not even tomorrow.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's crazy. It was shocking, and the day that they did the whole, I guess in the hospital when they donate the organs, they like raise a flag into a pole, and they all get together there and they read some stuff or whatever, and they recorded that, and I was like, I started to like choke a little bit. I was like, I just can't believe he's fucking gone.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to you, JP, and your family and your beautiful sister and shit. But I feel like I have to. I forgot to mention it last week.
Rest in power, mister.
Rest in power. Should we get out of here?
Sorry about that, brother.
You're good. Should we get out of here?
Yeah.
Jack, you want to tell people?
You can catch me at Jack Burger Design on Instagram or jackburgerdesign.com. Hit me up for all your graphic design needs.
Angel Cervera on Facebook, Angel Cervera on Instagram, Cervera. That's my last name given by the Iguana Seniors. Catch me in the office too.
Lord_long balls with a Z. I swear to God, I'm going to change it one of these days when I become an adult. Hasn't happened yet, so share the podcast with your friends.
Yeah.
We appreciate everything that all our listeners, the feedback we get. We love the messages.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and we will see you on the other side of the Beehive.
Peace.